welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something of a very special LoLcast here on the Beverage Games YouTube channel. This is from the... start again. This is from the UK League of Legends cosplay group, who I met a couple of members of at the MCM Expo, joined the group recently, and this is a battle of the sexes. Yes, the male LoL players versus the female LoL players of that group, and their friends, whatever. So, on the blue team is all the boys, on the red team is all the girls. And sadly, I couldn't record the picks and bans because League of Legends Launcher just wouldn't want to record. It wanted to record the Chrome window I had open. But anyway, just go through the bans quickly. There was Amumu, Blitzcrank, and I can't remember the other four, even though I had them all written down on the notepad. No matter, I shall list it in the video below, annotate it, and all shall be well. So, in today's game, please welcome Clockwork Crone as the AD carry, Tamaki Destiny playing Thresh on support, Dremax playing Maokai in the jungle, Kuchiki Byakuya 61, or as some of you may know him on this channel as Kuchiki Byakuya, and Adam playing Lux in mid, and Dirge Anal Willy, that's a really sad name, in the top lane as Nunu, versus Edamance playing Ori in the mid lane. Oh my goodness, why can't you people have simple names? As Misfortune as the AD carry, Farseer as Skarner in the jungle, Yaseo as Akalai in the top lane, and Gutananya. Simple names is all I ask. That's all I ask. As Nami for the support. So whilst everyone's getting ready and things, I will go over the sort of team comps I'm expecting here, and what I'm really kind of thinking of, especially with Maokai in that team. When he comes through his ganks in bot lane with Tamaki on Thresh, Thresh is going to throw out his lantern, Maokai is going to grab the lantern, just charge in and use his abilities to hit the enemy square on, and I'm not quite sure if I picked it up, but I actually did punch the palm of my hand with my fist, so it's going to be a rock solid hit. Obviously, we've got Lux with her light bindings and everything else to slow and lock the enemy down. We've got Nunu as well, who can throw out snowballs, and if when it comes to team fights, he's in the right position and Thresh has the lantern in the right place, he can literally ult in, grab the lantern, and literally ult right on top of the enemy team, with Thresh in the middle, and everything will explode, and of course Severe will just happily throw out boomerangs and just do auto attacks all day. And with the red team, of course, we've got things like Aru, whose Sphere will do true damage on the way back. We've got Misfortune's bullet time to happily do some damage. We've got Nami, who can lock people up if everybody is all locked in place. We've got Akalai, who will be able to give everyone a free bit of MR and armor, and all the rest of it. So, as this game gets underway, we can see Nami's getting really aggressive onto Thresh, placing that wall down inside their half of the rush, so they know that things are going to go wrong. And just let them know, look, we all know where you are. You are not going to hook us. And Tamaki's doing a really good job of jumping into those bubbles. It's something you really ought to avoid, mate. But, hey, there you go. That's the kind of thing. Nunu and Akalai up into the top lane. As I said, happily duking back and forth. Though Dirge Anal Willy's already got the advantage over Akalai. Though to be fair, I haven't actually seen a Nunu versus Akalai matchup, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. And Adam versus Adami over in the mid lane is happily doing what little aggression he can, but sadly Ari is zoning him out. Obviously he's trying to get some farm under the tower, and that will be the end of that. Maokai has now just picked up his red buff and will be making his way down, so we'll see if Thresh will throw out the lantern. The hook goes out, but sadly he hooks a siege minion, and again eats another bubble, which is some sick moves there, as Nunu goes down to Akalai. I just missed that. I saw what was going on. That was well played there by Nunu. Obviously using his feast to get the last of the damage out or something. It was probably actually really awesome. Let's switch back actually. A few seconds. There we go. Right. So this is about 30 seconds ago. I apologise for the skip and if anybody's slightly confused. So there we go. We can see that Dirge Anal goes on really heavily. He's already hit her with the snowball and got the ignite down. And then just throws another one for good measure, and then that was that. That was actually some really sick plays. So, Dirge Anal Willy getting the advantage there for the boys. I shouldn't sound proud of that. I should be impartial. I am the caster. I must remain in the middle and forever unmoved. As Lux is sitting there getting some farm, Ari throwing out her charm, and Misfortune picking up Severe down in the bot lane. That was bad luck for her. I missed that one as well. I do apologise. I really don't want to rewind it several times in one game. Nunu is already starting to push up the top lane tower, as Thresh is now going to be heavily aggressed upon in the bot lane as he's on his own. And he really hasn't got much in the way of items. He's only got that rejuvenation bead and the wards. And we see Maokai has come up into the jungle, but sadly Ari was more than ready to dish out the damage, and Skarner's finally decided to jump into the game as well, get his Mantra's Razor, and he'll be looking to do ganks very, very shortly. So currently the score is 1 apiece. They are fairly even on gold. The red team's only just pulling out ahead because of farm by the looks of it. Actually, no, they are pulling out ahead of farm. Brian, learn to add up in your head a lot quicker. So there we go, we can see Dojo Wheelie is still duking out with Acolyte, doing a humongous chunk of damage to that snowball. Shame that the cooldown is actually quite long and it gives Acolyte a chance to counter, as Thresh and Sivir started to sort of fall on their back foot on this lane versus Misfortune and Nami. Though really, it's no one's fault. The Sivir versus Misfortune is never going to go well, because I actually think Misfortune is slightly better. That's personal opinion. I don't know if that's the same in terms of stats. So we've got Skarner coming up in the mid lane. Nunu already aggressing onto the tower with Acolyte in tow. So much going on in this game. This is clearly something I was not prepared for. Skarner coming up trying to get the hook onto Lux, but sadly couldn't do it in time, so he is just going to ponder off and go to his race. Severe is still trying to farm out this bot lane, but sadly getting nowhere fast. Nunu and Acolyte are trading blows backwards and forwards, but Acolyte looks... actually, no. Nunu is still in the advantage zone because he has the amplifying tome to keep his abilities up. And there we go, Lux has been forced to use one of her summoner spells, so judging by the looks of it, it was her Clarity. Getting lower mana, obviously trying to keep herself in that lane a little bit longer, as her and Ari are busy duking backwards and forwards. Severe being forced to go back already from Misfortune. And Maokai comes strolling into the lane. Hey, what's up guys? Mind if I come and play? So now the junglers are in top and bottom lanes, and they are just actually strolling up through the minion wave, trying to do what little they can. Skarner and Acolyte going full aggression onto Nunu, but Nunu's dived to his tower and they won't pursue any further than that. Although that being said, Skarner comes out of the bush. Will it be enough though? Has he got the hook in time? No, he hasn't. Will the ignite be enough? Probably not, no. Sadly it won't be, but Nunu will quite happily laugh his way home on that one. And that was a bit of a failed gank there by Skarner, as the red team calls missing there in the bot lane. I apologise if my camera work is terrible. You can tell which lane I like to play in an awful lot, judging by where my camera sits. As Lux tries to outdo Ari, but sadly it's not really going in her favour. She's behind by 8 CS. And now Maokai was trying to steal the blue away, but sadly he's going to go down to Misfortune and Nami. Unlucky for him. And Lux only just now coming around to the danger. Lux up Ari, but doesn't have the abilities or the cooldown to catch her, and completely misses that. I don't know if that was lag or whatever, but hey, that's just a bit of bad luck on the boys' side for this match. They are actually currently losing as well, which I find quite hilarious actually. I thought the boys were going to do a lot better, but that's because I am a man. I do have some pride on this. And there we go, Lux throwing out the light binding. Will she be able to get another ability off in time? Down goes the mine. Yes, Adam picks up Edamone, which is fantastic for him now. So that's going to give him a bit of gold to go to the bank with. And actually now puts Ari behind. But she's still ahead in CS, and it's still giving her the slight edge. Now she's gone back ahead of Adam, and she's now picked up the blasting wand and potions. And there we go, Severe is getting heavily knocked down there. Clockwork Worm needs to get out of it, but sadly goes down anyway. Misfortune picking up with the shot. And Thresh just barely getting out there with the exhaust, forced to burn his flash as well. That's really put the boys in the bot lane at a disadvantage. If they're not careful, Misfortune will snowball.
Yummy.
In the meanwhile, Nunu in the top lane is trying to get some revenge onto Akali. Well, not even revenge, trying to get another kill onto Akali, sorry. To try and remind Skarner that failed ganks don't always work. Throws out the absolute zero, does a humongous chunk of damage. The ignite goes out, he's pulling turret aggro, he really doesn't need to. If he had the cooldowns, he could have used the snowball to pick up the extra damage, but c'est la vie, the aggression was done. If Akali is in there, he can just happily farm out the way. As Ari goes full man mode onto Adam. Adam Mune gets his revenge kill, and then happily farms out that wave ludicrously quick. I hate to imagine what the voice comms are like on their Skype calls. As Dramax, Tamaki and Clockwork all come into this bot lane to try and kill off the rampage that is now Misfortune. Will Tamaki get it? Tamaki picks up Misfortune. Maokai's gone down, but Tamaki is going to go down if he is not careful. There we go, Tamaki has gone down, but will Clockwork avenge him? Oh, come on, Clockwork, just a couple of attacks more. No, hasn't got it. He's going to have to back away. Adamune and Gatunya are coming down, and they're going to rip him a new one, or possibly chop off his balls and lock him in a box. At the same time, though, Nunu is having a fun old time with Skarner up in the top lane. Lux is coming round into the bot lane as well, along with Dramax, and they're going to try and aggress onto Ari and Nami and try and take them out of the picture and try and bring the advantage. The laser comes across and actually hits Ari square in the side, but it's not enough. The alert pings have gone out. They knew that Adam was there once he fired that laser. And kind of doesn't work when you give away your advantage. Clockwork goes down. Adam goes down as well to Nami's bouncing wave. And now J-Max isn't careful. He'll get caught out. And there's the Thresh Lantern to the rescue. As now Skarner is going to slowly push down this mid wave. He's kind of given up jungling. The minions in the lanes are a lot more tastier. Akali doing the same. Nunu needs to think of something fast. If he needs to secure his top lane and stop Akali from getting that free farm. Maokai is now going to come up into this mid lane as well. Dramax is going to go on to Farsia and possibly pick up this kill jungler for jungler. Out goes the sapling, and there we go. Down goes Skarner for the first time. That's a fair bit of gold in that favour, as Tamaki is getting absolutely beaten by Omegasun. And I am hearing clicking noises somewhere in my headset. I'm guessing that's people trying to get a hold of me. And good luck with that, because I am busy casting at the minute. So, as this game continues to roll on, we shall have a quick look at items. Everybody's now got at least tier 1 boots, apart from Nami. Nami, obviously knowing how to play her champions in support, don't really need that boots item once your team is ahead, and which they are, sadly. The girls are ahead 8 for 4 in kills and 15 gold to 13k. So they were ahead a good 2k gold. Coming to their powerhouse is Misfortune on 5 for 1. The boys really need to get their act together at this rate. And Clockwork and Tamaki going heavy onto Misfortune and Nami, but sadly they haven't got the damage, and Misfortune picks up a double kill. That is actually really rather embarrassing. And Maokai is forced to come down and babysit this lane again, and it's going to get pushed absolutely hard on. And now Ari's going to start roaming, maybe? No, she plonks down a ward there in the mid lane. And that's going to be that. The pings come out for missing as Adam is forced to come into this bot lane to try and at least push them away. In the meanwhile, Dirge, Anal Willy and Yasuo. Yasuo? Yeah, Yasuo. Yeah, got it right. Are busy still juking backwards and forwards in that top lane. Both turrets round about half health, so they've been going backwards and forwards. They're really playing the long, slow game, which is going to suit them rather nicely. And Edame's coming down now. She obviously wants to get her hands onto Lux and kill her, make sure that she is actually kept away from free farm, and then she gets the advantage. Getting caught up in the bubble there from Nami, and Clockwork throwing out the boomerang blade as well, trying to do something about it, but not a lot can happen. 4 people now for the boys in the bot lane trying to push it as hard as they can, but sadly nothing good will come of it. Because in the meanwhile, Dirge is being 2v1'd up in the top lane. Although he's got the items now to take it, he really just can't do 2v1s. As we can see, he's getting heavily harassed. He's being forced back to his turret, but Yasuo and Farseer will just continue to tower dive. But then again, he'll turn it around. He'll drop his absolute zero and pick up the double kill. In the meantime, oh wow, wonderful kill there from Malco with the support from Lux, getting a double kill. So now the boys support themselves back into this game with 2 double kills and nearly getting an ace already at the 14-minute mark. It's a shame really they didn't get Ahri. That would have been fantastic and brought them back from the brink of death. But sadly, that's all they're going to get out of it. They are still behind in golden kills, so they're going to have to start playing the objective game. They're going to have to start doing things like taking turrets and taking dragon. But it's all down to them if they decide to or not. As I look around for the drink I have, which is actually in a glass. There we go. Nunu has now picked up that top lane, which has done the boys a humongous favour now. It's brought them back from the abyss, as now they also start to do dragon. And so there we go. Maokai is getting alarmingly low, but he's going to smite that one away. So that's brought the boys back from the abyss, as it were. They've got a tower and they got dragon, and they've brought the gold game back equal. If we actually look at the gold at the minute, the current powerhouses in the gold are Maokai and Lux. That would be Adam and Dramax. So they're going to go back and pick up their items. As we can see, Adam has picked up the Fiendish Codex and the Chalice, so he's going cooldown reduction. Obviously, he wants to spam those lasers out to do as much wave close as humanly possible. Though his AP isn't brilliantly high at the minute, obviously he'll probably go for something like a Rabadon's Death Cap towards the end of his build to flush that lot out. But in the meantime, the girls team are trying to pay the boys back in kind for the quadra kill earlier from the double kill on Nunu and the double kill from Maokai. They are trying to at least do something about it. But it looks like they're not going to get very far. Nobody's got an oracles yet, so Adam and Dirge, Clockwork, the minute they go in that turret, you all know. Thresh hooks in fast. Tamaki, sorry, hooks in fast here. Adam picks up the kill. The Maokai ult is still going. They've sat in it for so long, along with the Nunu ultimate. The box comes out as well from Tamaki. Not Akalai, sorry, I keep want to call people by their champion names. Dramax picks up Adame. Dirge picked up Omegatsu. So again, 3 members of the girls die, and they've lost the turret. So the boys have answered turret for turret, and they have now pulled the gold lead to their side. They are now 1k ahead. They've equaled out the kills, but they need to keep on pushing. Because if they're not careful, they're going to slip backwards. Akalai's had quite a lot of free farm, and she's already got a Hextech revolver, and she's probably going to look to do something, build into something else as well. She's down here in the bot lane along with everybody else. Gutsurnia getting very low there, and she's along with Dramax and Tamaki. If they're not careful, they will be picked off and sniped by the likes of Misfortune and Ahri, who are now back in the game and are back at full health and full mana. And the aggression's still going on. The light bindings, the bubbles coming out, but it's obviously not going to be enough. Nobody's going to be dumb enough to step inside the area of effect. Ahri pinging that she is going to come around, so Enemy's trying to, obviously going to come around and drop her Sphere of Foxfire and dance around the boys and slowly kill them and burn their penises off. But we'll see how things go, and I can keep doing these sex puns all day. Misfortune gets stunlocked. Onagatsu is now stuck in the middle of a Nunu and Maokai ult. She's going to get absolutely annihilated, but Tamaki goes down to Yanaso before the end of it. All this aggression in bot lane, the boys are doing a fantastic job. The girls really need to pull something out. Ahri needs to do something. She is the damage dealer of the team at the minute, with Misfortune out the picture. Because Skada's really more of a tanking jungler. And Nami is a support. She really doesn't have the AP for damage. You don't see her... In fact, to be honest, you don't see her a lot in games lately. She's one of those champions that really doesn't get picked, which is a real shame. But there we go. She's going to go back now. Ari's going to happily chill out and ward the river brush in a rather old fashion. I don't know if she's lagging out or what, or if she's never done wards before, but hey ho, there you go. And there we go, throwing out the abilities left, right and centre, getting absolutely tons of free farm. She's on 61 minion kills to Adam's 48, so she is miles ahead now. Although she doesn't have the 5 assists, she does have the better AP advantage. And there we go, there's Clockwork's problem. We had a message from him saying his internet might be a bit dodgy. Although actually, that being said, Adam's actually got the AP advantage in the mid lane. Maokai dives in and locks down Yasuo, so that she was obviously waiting for Adam to dive in and give his support. Tamaki is in the bot lane all by his own with a full health Misfortune and Nami. And Nami has got the thingy, can't remember the Emblem of Valor. Brain will kick in eventually, but he gets out of the way before bullet time can fully kick in, and Misfortune is burned through all her mana already. Holy hell. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Lux Laser fighter Adam also trying to get the snipe onto Farasia, but Adamo finally shuts down Malka. I'm going to stick to champion names, I'm sorry guys. But there we go, Akalai comes diving out, dives onto Nunu. Nunu, even though he's got double buff, really can't do a lot. He has got no way of countering Akalai, and Akalai gets the shutdown and now gets to run away with double buff. In the meantime, Misfortune and Nami came out of nowhere and sniped off Lux. So that's brought them back from the abyss. And whilst we wait for things to settle down a bit, obviously Misfortune now is going to pick up this mid lane turret quite happily. There we go. So that's brought the turret game in favour of the girls. We'll look at the scores on the doors. Currently the boys are behind 2 turrets to 3. They are behind in gold. They are only down 1 kill. And Severe there getting locked up by the bubble, but being saved by the Thresh Lantern as the Maokai sapling detonates himself in the middle of all the minions. If we look at items, we can see, if we compare it lane opponent to lane opponent, we'll start in the top lane. Nunu's got the Iceborne Gauntlet and the Neosylard Rod. So he's already got 1 item complete compared to Akalai, who's got 2 items complete. And is probably going to go for the Hextech Gunblade after her next back. And she's going to also start building up some more AP/AD items. If you look at junglers, Maokai is actually ahead of Skarner by quite a margin. He's already got 1 item complete. He's going to have the Sunfire Cape on shortly as the boys now finally take that middle turret, and they're going to pick up Ari as well if they're quick enough, but they get stuck in a full round of the Misfortune bullet time. And Maokai goes down to Misfortune as well, giving them the double kill. The live binding has to go out, the mine has to go out as well to try and slow everyone up, but it's not going to be enough because Akalai will just blink in, but luckily the Thresh Lantern comes out and Tamaki gets Adam to safety. But Nunu has no fear, just does a full blow of his ultimate and picks up 1 kill. He's probably going to pick up another. No. Adam steals that one away with the laser. Nami's now going out as well, trying to look for Nunu. But Nunu jukes her, and she and Skarner are going to have to back away very quickly on that one. So anyway, as I was saying with items, if you look at mid lane, Lux is going cooldown reduction, whereas Ari is going full ability power. It's a real mixed match. Obviously the cooldown reduction is working out a little bit more in favour of Lux, but she's getting more assists as she's being more helpful to the team, whereas Edamane on Ari is really just sitting in this mid lane trying to farm out as best she can and try and build herself up to late game. If we look at AD carries, Clockwork is behind Misfortune, but that's only because, well, Clockwork is sadly being zoned out by Nami and Misfortune. And things are all going down. And Thresh to Nami, well, Thresh is ahead, but only just, but really because Tamaki plays actually a really good support. And down goes Dirge to Yasano, and Yasano gets a double kill as well onto Adam. The boys are down 2 members, and the girls have still got, well, pretty much all 5 if we exclude Ari. They'll probably be back in time for the next team fight, And she'll be back ahead of Lux and Nunu. As the threshold goes out, Maokai dives in, but Akalai picks up Severe. Is looking to get Thresh as well. But sadly, Maokai can't pick up Misfortune, which is what they needed. So that's, I think that was like 2 double kills now. So that's an unofficial quadra kill. And Akalai is just going to get away now with double buff. Which is a real shame. The boys are now behind 3k in gold and they're behind 3 kills. Dragon is back up. So if they need to, they can turn around and go pick up Dragon and try and bring themselves back into this. They've equalled out the turret race, so they're all fine on that front. They are equal in towers as well, oddly enough. They both pushed their mid lanes down to the towers. To the second wave of towers, so I get my head on straight. There's so much going on. But the boys are ahead in that race, technically, because of the damage they've done to the girls' tower. So you can see everyone's now looking for blue. No one actually knows when their blue is taken out. There's a bit of discoordination. But the red team, the girls' team, sorry, are now looking to go around and take Dragon. They've already started the ward fest, so they know who's going to come and where. The yellow pink's now coming out. Having a nice swig. And there we go, Dojan really taking an absolute pounding, but does enough damage to give the support damage necessary from the Nunu ult. All hell is breaking loose. I can't even keep up. Maokai's gone down to Akalai. Akalai's gone down to Severe. Good on Severe to get that shutdown. He needed that desperately. Clockwork. And there we go, Lux is throwing out the shield. Clockwork has got double buff, but he doesn't feel confident enough to take on Misfortune 1v1, and that's a wise decision. Flashing over the wall to try and get away to Thresh. Doesn't quite pick up the Thresh lantern, so Thresh will just pull the lantern away. But Ari is right there. Ari's going to pick up Severe, but Ari is going to go down to Lux. So the boys clean house there. The only one left is Skarner. And Aphasia is going to do her absolute best to wander about the map and prepare to do more battle when the time is right and when the rest of the team are around. Now they're giving out a free heal, so as everything calms back down again as it does in League. Everything's like a giant sine curve. It all goes up and down. So as everything all calms down again, we will look at the scores on the doors, as it were. Currently they are equal in turrets. The boys are behind in gold. They are 34,000 to 37,000. They are only down 2 kills, but they have a dragon in their belt, so that's kept them sort of in this game, as it were, and it's the only thing that sort of brought them back from the abyss. They need to do that again at some point. The dragon is available, but I don't think they realise it is. The Thresh has gone into the river to scout it out. In the meanwhile, though, Lux and Maokai and Nunu, oh excuse me, are doing a full frontal assault. Well, Thresh comes in from the side, but it's only going to be for the support of Thresh being there. But it looks like no one is really going to go full on engage yet. Someone's going to have to. It's probably going to be the Maokai who's going to dive in. The Nunu ult goes out, and poor Skarner got locked in the middle of it. Skarner and Ari are remarkably low, but everyone... Oh my god, Clockwork sat in a full wave of bullet time. Luckily though, he's got the Guardian Angel which popped, so that's not going to be available for him for a while. Akalai goes down, Misfortune has gone down as well. And the Nunu marching around trying to get himself to safety. He's going to have to throw out a snowball or something to do some form of assist, whilst Nami can heal herself and allies with that wave ability of hers. I can't remember the name of it. What's it called? Oh, Ebb and Flow. Oh yeah, it's all water themed, Smitty. Duh, heading gear. Anyway, the Lux laser comes out, does a nice job of clearing the wave, but it doesn't really scare them off. They know that she hasn't got the spell pen or the ability power to actually do some major damage. I mean, if we compare her to Ari, if I bring her up quickly, Ari's actually on 269, Lux is on 210. Lux really needs to do something. Sadly now, both her buffs have just run out, so she is in a major bind as to what to do. And everyone's now laughing and striking me up the wall. So now everyone's getting ready for a team fight. They know Dragon, blue team knows Dragon is available. The girls team know Dragon is available. but will they actually go for it? Or will they just keep on engaging in team fights, which the boys sadly are only winning by the skin of their teeth because the girls aren't all there at once? It'll be interesting to see. The girls are still ahead in gold and still ahead in turrets. This game looks like it's going to be dragged out to a long one. It's a real shame too. The boys now starting to do a second dragon, and Maokai smites that one away again. So that's 2 dragons for the boys. That's going to be up around about the 34-minute mark, if I remember right, because this dragon should have a 5-minute respawn. I really should write this down when I'm casting, but oh well. Anyway, the girls are going to back away now, and they're going to treat it as if that was a Baron steal, which is a really good mindset to get into. The Lux Slicer comes flying up, but it means absolutely nothing. Skarner really gives no Fs. Even though he's only on 72 MR, he really doesn't give a single feck. The boys now trying to heavily aggress into the girls. I'm actually going to switch off menu capture directly, because gee, why not? So, the boys are looking to aggress onto the girls, but they haven't got the minion wave behind them to give them the damage necessary. Although, to be fair, at this point in the game, when the laning phase is over, the minions being diddly squat. Although, to be fair, the boys' waves are now starting to push up the lane rather nicely. And they are now going to aggress onto Ari. Ari has been caught out. Caught into the box. The laser catches her out. Well played there by Adam. The Nunu ult does enough damage, but sadly... No, stick to champion names. Akalai picks up a double kill. Triple kill. Will it be a quadruple kill? Will it be a pentakill? No! Scumbag Skarner steals it away, and I'm peeking, I apologise. Skarner picks up the ace. The boys are in trouble now. The girls can quite happily now aggress down with this wave and push on 1 turret, 2 turret, and possibly even an inhibitor. But what they've forgotten is that the boys have got massive minion waves pushing up either side. And so there goes 1 turret. They're going to get the 2nd turret possibly? It looks like they will. I mean, Miss Fortune has got the attack damage right now. She is sitting on 270 attack damage, and she nearly has a completed item build in a sense. So there we go, and they're going to get the inhibitor as well. That's a fantastic push there. That ace being what they wanted. The girls now going to quite happily back away and go back and shop. Ari being forced now into these. Yes, I have a crazy accent. Going into the bot lane to pick up that minion wave before it gets too heavy, and it's already getting quite heavy in the top lane as well. So sometimes I have to come and deal with that. Meanwhile, Miss Fortune is going to steal away the blue buff. Well played by her. This is going to keep Lux seriously on the back foot. And there we go. So as things calm down from that rather poor engagement there from the boys, which has really knocked him quite far behind now. Severe, he's slowly building up some sort of item. Sadly, I don't know what he intends. Clockwork intends to build. So Maki's got the Aegis of the Legion, is forced to build a little bit of AD to compensate. Maokai, Draymax, sorry, and Maokai has got the Sunfire Cape, he's got the Spirit Golem item, he's got the Warden's Mail, the Negatron Cloak as well, so he's building himself quite tanky. Animal Lux has got the Unholy Grail, the Merlinomicon, and is starting to build up the Rabadon's Death Cap. And Nunu himself has got, Nunu has got the Rabadon's the Iceborne Gauntlet and the Large Rod, so there's a lot of magic damage coming out from this team. Well, at least from two of them are doing attack damage. Get my head right. Sorry, I'm trailing. I'm just baffled that the boys are losing this badly. But there you go. So, eating some delicious chocolate. And in the meantime, the girl side, I always got the Hextech revolver. She's got the Raven's Death Cap. Miss Fortune has got 2 of her powerhouse items. She's got the Bloodthirster and the Black Cleaver. So for every hit in that bullet time, you're losing armor, and it's still hitting you, and you're losing more armor every time. Skarner has gone a full jungle build, which is kind of handy, but sadly it hasn't come into play much. Meanwhile, Akalai has also gone quite heavy into the AP side of things. A bullet time coming out with Miss Fortune as the girls engage onto the boys. And Maokai doing the best he can to try and lock everyone up. Nunu dropping the ult. Nunu finally getting the shot down onto Akalai, but Miss Fortune picking up Maokai. Severe picks up Skarner. The threshold goes out, but doesn't quite catch Misfortune. Nami survives on so little health. He's now everyone tries to get away. So close. Guardian's Angel's now been popped for Misfortune. The turret goes down, but Misfortune is in a really bad position. A couple of good shots from Nunu would have done it, but sadly wasn't around in time. Blue team, the boys are losing their turrets to minion waves. They're so focused on this team fight, they completely forgot that they got 2 waves of minions pushing in top and bottom. This is really bad for the boys. The boys are now seriously on the back foot. They need to fall back and play defensively, or base race 2 waves of minions, which I don't think they can win, especially when Misfortune is this fed. Nami picks up Thresh and Misfortune picks up Severe, so the only people now left to run away are Lux and Nunu, but it's not going to be enough. Adamine, Guasiyama and Omegaton are just pounding down the lane now, trying to pick out Lux, but Lux picks up Ari, but Nami finally gets the kill onto Lux there, so that's going to be very handy for them. And now they're looking to do Baron, and Dragon will be up in a few seconds as well, so things will certainly be quite interesting towards the end. Lux and Unu now both got that Rabadon's death cap, but there really isn't the damage to keep up, as it were. So there we go. Misfortune went to tower dive onto Maokai. That was a very bad idea. Dramax gets the credit for that kill, but now that turret's in serious damage, and the bot lane turret is also not as serious, but it's still in quite a state because Akalai and Skarner are hovering around it looking for an opening, and all the boys who now just have to come down, apart from Adam, who is about to respawn now, and he's just come back in the game. The girls are now just going to back away, probably go back and buy, or maybe even look at doing Baron. Yep, there go the pings. They are planning to do Baron, and they're going to get the Baron kill and happily pick that one out. The boys are going to get their inhibitor quite soon. Skarner now charging in, taking the aggro for Baron. Akalai doing the additional damage. So whilst they do that and the boys come around, obviously looking to try and stop them from doing it. If we look at items, Severe's now about to get her Infinity Edge, or it could be the Bloodthirster. Thresh has got the Blade of the Rune King and the Aegis of the Legion. Everyone's backed away from Baron, so no one picked up Baron from that. Actually, a really smart play there from the girls. Back away. Don't let yourself be aced and let the boys come back into this. They're already down 4k. Let them stay at that mark. They're also down 4 kills as well. And Ari has gone for the split push. She's actually going quite heavy onto this bottom tower. She's probably going to pick it up as well at this rate. So that's going to be 8 turrets for the girls and only 5 for the boys. Nunu's been forced to recall to try and stop her. Nami's tidal wave comes crashing through, and Misfortune's bullet time comes out. Lux picks up the shutdown. Oh no, it wasn't a shutdown, so he picks up the kill. In the meantime, though, Maokai is trying to get Nami and Skarner, but that isn't going to work. Now it's Nunu all alone in the base, trying to stop 3 waves of minions pushing in. They're going to lose that top lane tower. Akalai picks up Thresh, and Maokai picks up Akalai, but will there be enough damage? No, Maokai just barely escapes on 30 HP. Dramax, just run, man. I beg to you, as a fellow man, run. Save your manhood before Akalai rips it off you with that spear of hers. And there we go, the boys are now going to lose that top lane turret.
Blue team's turret has
and
been
down
destroyed.
it goes. They've lost all their inhibitor turrets now. The inhibitors are wide open. So if Ari wants to, she can now go and just pick whichever inhibitor she feels like and take it. So whilst things are all settling down, we shall look at items once again and try and wrap our heads around what people are going to build towards. Lux has finally now decided to start building ability power. She really does need it. She's on 414, but Ari's on 349, so she's ahead. But Ari sadly has more health and more sustain in sort of the long run and the way she's playing with the team. So she can quite happily do the aggression. Nunu now soloing Dragon. Obviously trying to give the boys back into this game. Sorry about the camera jerking up then. Those Skarner's come running around. He's dropped the ward and has realised, oh, hang on a minute. There's someone in the Dragon Pit. I know, I shall go play with him. Or possibly dance around the dragon with him. Oh, that's very good. Pulling the aggro away. But sadly, Ari's now in there as well. But Maokai and Lux are coming round. It's going to be a full-on dragonfly. Who's going to get it? Maokai gets it. Will get it with the smite. Well played there. Akalai picks up Lux. They're doing the smart thing. But everyone else, Akalai especially, starting a full cast of the Luna ult. And she's going to get absolutely down and out by a snowball. Everyone being hit by Misfortunes make it rain. Her GAs is up there, so she is going to come back up from the dead in just a few minutes. The same with Severe, but Severe goes down just as quick. The boys are going to get aced again. Holy hell, 5 for 1. That was a really bad engage there. That was something that the boys did not need. They got Dragon, but they got it at the cost of an ace. That really isn't worth it. They're still behind in the gold now. They are behind 5k. And they are down 5 kills. Misfortune now is going to quite happily just poke at this tower all day. And the inhibitor. And that's going to be one inhibitor. They can just swing around now to this second inhibitor and get the bottom lane inhibitor like Nami's about to. Possibly. Nope. She is going to pick that one up. The girls now are just going to quite happily full on aggro onto the Nexus towers. This is going to be GG out 40 minutes. That's a real shame. There we go. There's 1 tower, 2 tower. The Nexus is wide open. Why aren't the girls going for it? It's only Lux. You have nothing to fear from Lux. Although, to be fair, Skarner is quite low, and so is Misfortune. They're all going to back away now. I just happily farm out the lane to let their minions push in. And let the minions do all the work. They've done what they needed to do as champions. They've kicked down the front doors of the enemy castle. And now the King's Throne Room is laid bare. They're now... Will they go for Baron? No, they're just going to run down the river. Obviously, they're going to give the boys a run around. Obviously, look to back and buy some items. A lot of items are... Well, builds are pretty much complete. Akalai's is nearly enough done now. She's got the Riley's, she's got a Sorcerer Shoes, she's got the Amplifying Tome and Sapphire Crystal. That's obviously going to become something else later on. Ari's still got quite a few spaces to go. The same with Severe. Nunu could have something coming out, but we don't know. The girls are all just going to back away now. The boys are just going to hang around in this brush. They're obviously waiting for something to happen, but what, they don't know. They have no idea that the girls have all just backed, and the minions are just going to push down onto the Nexus, and they're going to get the Nexus. And they've all just had to do an emergency recall. They've all just suddenly realised what kind of mistake they made. The girls outplayed them. This is really embarrassing. The boys have... I'm just going to call it now. The boys have lost to the girls. There is no two ways around it. The boys lost. So, as things continue, Thresh didn't quite go back. He hung around. He's obviously seeing where the girls have got. So the girls now are going to go ahead and do Baron, and they're going to quite happily pick that one up. So they did a very good job there of zoning out the boys. The boys now in a very big pile of manure, and they're going to need to do something if they hope to get out of it. They've still got one inhibitor left, but that's the one the girls are all going to pile in on, or they're probably going to pile into the mid lane. Lux has been caught out. Adam is going to go down rapidly quicker this way if he isn't careful. Getting caught out by the bullet time from Misfortune. Tamaki is forced to peg it away as fast as...
Almost as members of Riot.
What the hell? I've never heard that line out of Nunu Bot before. But well, there we go. The bubble coming out from Nami. The Maokai ult as well, but not getting off the full channel of it. Obviously not doing the damage. Severe goes down to Akalai. Thresh goes down to Nami. It's only Maokai and Nunu remaining. And they're not going to be enough though, because Misfortune, really, if she just wants to. Ari picks up Maokai. It's only Nunu Pot remaining. Misfortune is going to do the damage. There's the ace. And that is GG there from the boys. Well, anyway, that was disappointing. I hope you all enjoyed that balance. Remember to like, favourite, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. I will see you all next time for the next game. Bye bye.